everyone. Welcome to another episode. Today we have Saba Hatzimarkos. I believe I spelled that correctly. Saba, how are you today? Thanks for
I'm
joining.
good. I'm good, and thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time. So, Saba, you a model. You've been in producing. You've been acting in engaging as actress. You do photo shooting. Tell us a bit about how you came up with all this. You know, it's a big journey. And I mean, if you have to describe Saba, how would you describe yourself?
Ooh, um, I've been interested in entertainment ever since I was little. I think I started when I was 2 years old and just climbed on top of the table and wanted everybody's attention so I could sing or dance, or I just always enjoyed entertaining people, both on the back side of the camera and the front side of the camera.
Sure.
And I am somebody with ADHD, so I am kind of like, um, I don't like to do just one thing. I like to constantly challenge myself, and sometimes I get easily bored. So I love learning new stuff. So I try so many different things and enjoy it.
Very nice. Very nice. So, tell us a bit about by stages. I mean, how did this all started? I mean, you became an actress first, model. How was your journey?
I started off singing at school.
Okay.
Um, and then I became a model when I was 15, and I moved to America when I was 20, and started studying acting. And then I moved to North Dakota first, and it was too cold and not too many opportunities for somebody who want to do entertainment.
Right.
So I moved to Hollywood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, and continued studying acting there and working as a model. Then later I moved to Las Vegas and studied film and photography as well.
Okay. Okay. So you engage in some movies. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I did a zombie movie
Okay.
recently, and it was very fun because a lot of the things that I do is it has to do with beauty and glamour, but to be a zombie is not very glamorous. So
Right.
it was fun to just be very ugly,
Okay.
and you know, and then
Hello. For the ones who are watching, sorry about this. Just a technical, slight technical problem.
hi,
I
I
Yeah,
don't
there was
know.
a technical problem. No problem.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what happened, but the music started skipping. So, um, anyway, I don't know where I fell out, but it was
You,
fun to
you
be.
were mentioning about the zombie movie and how you were engaging in this movie.
Yes, and it all came down to the acting and not relying on looks or pretty clothes or anything like that. It was all the acting part, and that was pretty fun.
And this was in Vegas or in Europe?
This was in Norway. It
Norway.
was
Okay.
a, yeah,
Okay.
a Norwegian produced movie. I have made a short film myself that won an Emmy in 2018.
Okay.
It was based on a day in my little sister's head because she has Asperger's syndrome. and is an artist. So it's 2 minutes long, but it's I guess it was effective since it won the Emmy.
Very nice. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
What
Thank
was
you.
it about, the short movie?
It was based on my little sister's experience at school,
Okay.
like one day at school, and with somebody who has Asperger's syndrome.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So, and after that, you engage in more movies, or you just came into role in modeling? You were also in some big events of fashion. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, I have done LA Fashion Week a couple of times as a
Okay.
model, and I just did Paris Fashion Week like
Nice.
2 weeks ago now. Going to New York for the fall, and Paris again for the fall. And I did like the NBA All-Star weekend fashion show, and
Okay.
yeah, just doing doing some modeling. I kind of stopped doing modeling for a while because I thought it was kind of a crazy business, because they were weighing you, they were constantly measuring you, and it's a business where you don't get too much compliments. You get more like, oh, you should be more like this model, or look at how skinny she is, or you should do like this. It's not if you don't
Yeah.
have thick skin, it's not a good industry to be in.
It's actually, this is kind of I mean, it's not comedian, of course, it's a serious subject, but I actually had this conversation before in one recording about
Hmm.
how model industry actually is, and most people not aware about. There's a lot of
Right.
remarks. There's a lot of even. I mean, this was recorded. I mean, there was even some proposals of sleeping around and everything. So, I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's it's really what should make people think. Why not regulate modeling business as any other sector, right? Other sectors
Hmm.
are regulated. Why modeling it isn't, right? I mean,
Right.
yeah, it's the big question. Well, it's very unfortunate either way.
Yes,
But
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, it's the thing about sleeping around. I got so many offers to be in like bigger shows or being in bigger movies, and then you get to the part where you almost there, and then
Yeah,
it's like, but you have to do this, and it's like, ah, they hype you up, until you get to the part where you gotta do them a favor.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And but it's a crazy business, but it's also good people in it,
yeah.
so I do enjoy it.
Right, right, right. I mean, yeah, of course, not generalizing. I'm pretty sure there's good people in it, but some people in there, they just do a lot of complimenting to attract people to come into the business. But then the reality is what we know.
Yeah,
So yeah,
a lot of people think it's very glamorous, which it's glamorous the seconds you walk on the runway, and
right.
everything behind is is not
The
that
big story,
glamorous. Yeah.
the big story, right? I mean, on
Mm-mm.
backstage, it's where people think, is this really modeling? I mean, it's so different from what it's supposed to be. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So and then you engage also in a lot of photography, and tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I after I stopped modeling for a while, when I was kind of fed up with it,
Sure,
I
sure.
wanted to learn how to do photography myself. Because of all these years I saw how photographers did it, what is a good picture, what is
Right.
good composition. Plus I wanted to help new models, to be more comfortable in front of the camera, feel more safe with a woman, and because a lot of the things when you're a model is like your mouth is shaking, or your hands. That's like the hardest thing to model, is your mouth and your hands. So I wanted to teach new models how to do that, and just be a mentor at the same time, because unfortunately there's a lot of men with a camera that call themselves a photographer, and they don't know lighting, they don't know composition, they don't know editing, but because they have a camera, a lot of models that's new, they think that okay, he must be a photographer. And then, you know, they get tricked, and sometimes the pictures are horrible, but the
Yeah.
guy just wanted to be around models. So I wanted to create art, but also a
Yeah.
safe space for new models.
Right. Right. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of the. I think. I mean, entertainment in general. There's a lot of people what we call not amateurs, like pretending even being amateurs in that business, right? They want to
A lot.
attract. Yeah. Yeah. It's a bit sad about that. So, I mean, in all this, what was the most insightful thing that you've done? What was the most interesting experience that you've done in all these things?
With modeling or with entertainment, period,
Yeah,
like.
well, let's go one by one. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. With modeling, my most interesting thing would be actually learning how everything works,
Right.
and how to not get tricked. That was the most interesting thing. The most fun thing, you know, was when Fashion Week, when it was Fashion Week. That's the most fun thing. But learning all these little, for example, I always tell models that if you're gonna shoot with a photographer and you ask the photographer, hey, can I bring my friend or my boyfriend or my mom or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the photographer say no, don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go. Yeah, because that's usually not a good ending of the show, of the shoot, or yeah. So that was very interesting to me, to learning all this, you know, red flags and the
Sure.
tricks, and yeah. And then film, it will be winning an Emmy. That
Okay.
was very surreal for me. And then, you know, I do a lot of TV in Norway right now,
Okay.
and that's something I really enjoy because a lot of it isn't scripted. It's me improvising or competing, or you know, because it's reality shows.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can you tell us the name of the program or the show or channel or?
One very popular show in Norway is a show called Paradise Hotel.
Okay.
I did in 2022, and that led me to be nominated as the best newcomer in Norway by the Reality Awards.
Congratulations.
But yeah, after that, I was in two shows that I've been in more, but I just mentioned the biggest ones. Um, Comedy competitions, and that's a very, very hard thing to do, is comedy. But I've always been a fan of comedy, so I wanted to challenge myself.
Right.
uh, but the year when the show Paradise came out, my mother got terminal cancer, so she only
Sorry
had
to
a
hear
few
about that.
months. Yeah, it sucks, but you know, what can you do? So that she only got a few months to live, and I had to say no to other shows that I got offered. But when this one show came along, the comedy competing show, she told me that you have to do this. You have to do this. And okay, I will go. So it was 1,100 people auditioning, and then 8 people that got casted. So I was one of the 8, and we started filming 2 days after they sent her home from the hospital, because she wanted to die at home.
Okay.
The next part we filmed right after she died, and then we filmed the last part right before her funeral. And she
I mean,
told my
I think what we talking about here, you're very strong-minded. I mean, keep on doing what you were doing despite the situation that you having in your hand, it requires a lot of courage too. I mean, how did you overcome the situation and continue to do or try to do as a normal routine? How was it for you?
Well, the crazy thing is the months that she was still alive and we knew that she was gonna die. She knew she was gonna die. It was very a surreal time, but we laughed a lot for her. Like we created situations and played games and stuff like that around her, so she could hear the family laughing and have a good time. And during the time filming this show, I had to be the funniest in my life, but it also was my hardest. But I felt like I had two choices. I could either take a lot of painkillers and anxiety medicine, or use humor as medicine. So for me, it worked with humor, and I think it will work for a lot of people too, because it helped me, move on in a different
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think humor brings you a different sight seeing of the situation, at least in a better way, right?
Absolutely. Yes, but
Yeah.
you don't know until you are in that situation that you can handle it, because that was my biggest fear, that my mom was going to die, because she was my inspiration, my best friend, everything. So that was something since I was little, I was scared of her dying. So when the
Right.
day came and I knew she was going to die, you just find strength in a different way. And it was also a very spiritual time, like before, and like 6 months, during the 6 months after, was a lot of things that happened that was very spiritual.
Amazing, outstanding. I mean, I congratulate you for that because definitely it's a very real experience. I mean, remarkable to pass through. I mean, if I put myself in that situation, I'm not sure if I would have done it the same way. So, congratulations for that.
Oh, but you would find strength too, I believe. It's like I did not think I could do it, but it's in us.
It's good to know. It's good to know. So, I mean, regarding all this work you've been doing, you have some more shows and gigs coming up. What do you most want to engage in the near future? You planning to do everything at the same time as you were doing, or just a concrete thing?
I always get the question like, what exactly do you want to do? And
Yeah.
the thing is, I never know. In a few years ago, or some years ago, all I wanted to do was gain experience from different things, and now I have a lot of experience, and I kind of like trust the universe to just give me, gigs,
Your life.
events,
Yeah.
yeah, just that. And then I do that. Like when I came home from Paris Fashion Week, I went to biker club and was a judge at a pinup contest. And then the next thing I'm doing now is a cover shoot this weekend. But after that, I have a concert. Like I have this comedy character that is a hillbilly singer. So I'm gonna I'm gonna sing at the concert as him, and he's very ugly and very different from the glamorous modeling.
Sure. Sure.
So and then I host events, like people hire me to be their host at their events. And yeah, I enjoy being alive.
Right. Right. So this concert, is it in Norway, or where is it?
It's in Norway, and
Norway.
this is how sorry, I'm very spiritual, and it's very crazy because these bands that's gonna sing, be the main attraction at the concert, is my two favorite bands. And then I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to perform between, like, one before one of them and between them two. So
Right.
it's yeah, it's a dream come true.
Nice, nice. Congratulations. Well,
Thank
when
you.
is it happening? Is it next week or
It's April 12th.
April 12th? Okay, okay.
Yes.
So this is in Norway. Where exactly the name of the concert? I mean, for people to know, maybe they want to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Kniken Live. It's outside of Trondheim.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's 30 minutes outside of Trondheim. It's a big after ski. I don't know if you guys have after ski, the concept after ski. It's maybe a very Scandinavian thing. But
Okay. Tell us about it. I mean, it can be interesting. I haven't heard it, so yeah.
yeah, so in Norway and Sweden, and I believe like Switzerland, and where places where you ski a lot,
Right.
they have these events that after you've been outside skiing, you can ski right into event, like a big event, and then you have big bands or singers or whatever performing, and you just partying in your skiing clothes.
Right. Amazing.
It's very popular.
Okay. So I mean, in the Nordic countries, everyone does that, or it's just a custom?
Yeah, it's very popular. Even the people who don't like to ski, they still come to the after ski parties because you dress in colorful clothes and like fur, and it's like its own style.
Amazing. So I mean, I look forward to see that concert. I never saw a concert like that before. So regarding this role, what are your plans after that? I mean, what are you looking at until 2025? I was looking at for you.
At the beginning of the year, I said this year I want to travel a lot while I'm working. And now I have booked, New York, Paris, going to China in November to compete in a modeling contest there. And hopefully it's more traveling in between that, where hopefully somebody will book me and I will come and either sing, do burlesque or model or do jokes. Yeah.
I'm not aware of what of how is the modeling business in China. I mean, is it like similar, very different? Have you done before in China?
No, it's my first time doing China, but I had a friend. She's Miss Norway, and she has been to China recently and did some modeling there.
Okay.
Nice. And I think it's like. For her, it was very good because she looked different than the people there. And, it's the same thing when people come here and they look different. It's more exotic,
Nice. So, I mean, for people who are watching, in any of these entertainment parts, because it's divided in many parts, what advices would you give to people if they're looking at to start tomorrow?
Okay, here's something I learned that if you want to be just famous to be famous, go on a reality show, have sex, drink, and make a fool out of yourself. But if you want to create like a solid foundation, you have to have patience. You have to work really hard and get used to getting no. And the most important thing is to be yourself. Because so many times people told me, oh, you should just concentrate on one thing, or you should act like this, or you should do that. And I'm like, I can't do it. That's not me. And it's taking time, but it's building a solid foundation.
Right. And you think it's, is it like, obviously in any work, you need to work very hard. But what are the main struggles to achieve the work? I mean, you have a lot of struggles within. I mean, about agencies, or what do you think should be improved to achieve that?
Well, it's an industry in all these aspects. Is an industry where, as I said in the beginning, where people don't cheer on you, they don't give you compliments. Or if they do give you compliments, they want something out of you. So until you reach the top, that's when people start giving you compliments. So you gotta get used to be by yourself and strong, and find some, like I found Valeria. You had her on your show
Yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah.
and she is a very, girl's girl, like backing up other women, because people will step on you. They will, start talking bad things about you. So you just have to be strong. It's yeah. So that's something I struggle with, and then people try to take advantage of you.
It's very unfortunate. I mean, this is kind of question that makes you always remind how come a business. I mean, this sector is one of the biggest in the world. I mean, entertainment, and I mean, working like this. I mean, when people really struggle to not go into entertainment and people still going. I mean, what is your opinion on that?
I'll tell you, because entertainment keep going because there's so many people with dreams that do things that I wouldn't do, but also would do things free. Like I have done a lot of shows free, a lot of gigs free, just so I could get my face out there, that people can recognize me. And a lot of producers and people who put on events, they know that if you say no, somebody else gonna say yes, just to put their face out there. So that's why it's still so much of it going on, and it keeps going and keeps going. And but I am at the point now where if they don't want to use me because I don't want to do it for free no more, then oh well.
Yeah, you have to make a stand, right? You have to make a stand to make also your image, as in according to your principles, right? I mean,
Right.
in the end, it's about it's not really about what actually you want or how you want to achieve. In the end, it's about what are your principles and your values. So if you have them, you always will be succeeded, but maybe take longer, but then you'll be more
Right.
respected, right? I mean, at least
Exactly.
it's my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, how do you see yourself within the next 5, 10 years? I mean, is it a big timeline to ask you? I mean, just
Well,
to know.
I don't even know where I see myself in an hour. Like,
Right, right,
that's
right,
and that's the thing I love about life, and especially my own life, because I also chose not to have children, because maybe next life, I don't know, because I want to have the life where maybe you call me and say, hey, we have a gig for you in London tomorrow,
right.
get on the plane, so I want to have that life, and I thrive of being impulsive and not knowing what I'm gonna do next. Like it's good to have some things, like I know China in November, and Fashion Week in September, but I like that I don't know what's gonna happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Like I got a call today about hosting this very nice event in May, and I was like, okay, that was a nice way to wake it up. I just trust the universe to like send me
Right.
things now.
How do you build? Because for some people, being unaware what is their timeline or how they're going to be their agenda organized within set with some distance.
Hmm.
How do you make your mindset? Putting yourself to work in something that you don't really know how it's going to be or how you're going to have your agenda. I mean, how do you do it yourself?
Well, it has to be like a balance though, because I like just jumping into things, but then I have to, if it's a Fashion Week, for example, I when we went to Paris now,
Right.
and one of the organizer was very, very unorganized. Like it drove everybody crazy, and
Amazing.
that's something I expect that will be in order. As I can jump in and get used to almost anything, but the people who hire me gotta have their stuff in order.
I mean, it's surprising. I mean, it's a big known event at least. I mean, it's surprising that it was like that. So, and how was your general experience about that? I mean, did you have a lot of struggles while you were working there? Tell us a bit how you felt. I mean, how was it?
The it was a great experience, and the girls was amazing. But it
Right.
was this one organizer that been cut off now from a lot of events after she didn't handle the her task very well. Like it was, and it was hard for all the models, the designers, and everything, and um, yeah. But we kind of got like a common enemy at the end of the day, so everybody was just helping each other just to get through it because of this
Right.
person.
Right.
Yeah, so that
Well,
was nice, that part.
right. Right. What was the most interesting part that you did in Paris?
Well, it's kind of the thing was Valeria,
Okay.
because I didn't know she lived in Norway. I didn't know she lived in Trondheim. I didn't know she lived next to me, like just a short walk away.
Okay.
So, and we became very, very good friends, like just in a short time. And a lot of, we're going to do a lot of things from now on. So that's the beauty of traveling. You can meet your neighbor out traveling,
Right.
but
Right.
you meet amazing people. Like I met people from all around the world that I'm going to collaborate with now. And that's something I think people who don't travel, they miss out on.
Yeah, I mean that there's that. I had an experience myself regarding that. I actually met a good business partner on our way to Indonesia, which actually I traveled almost 10,000 kilometers to meet someone that was only 20 kilometers away from me. So
Right.
that a similar situation that you had, but it's how when you see that how small can be the world, no matter how far
Hmm.
you get, it will
Hmm.
get shorter. In the end, it's all about the interconnection, and socializing with people. So,
Absolutely.
and after all this, what are your expectations? For the end of 2025, are you expecting to do a major role in some movie, or similar things like that? I mean, what are your expectations?
Well, it's a few things that I want to do, but I have a very big passion for helping women to find their confidence.
Okay.
So I have a few workshops where I teach women to be sexy, because a lot of women are, or every woman is sexy and sensual, but some women need to find the confidence within themselves to show it. So I'm teaching a lot of women to how to move, how to feel love themselves, and that's something I would love to travel and do with women all around the world, because there's here in Norway we are very free, but there's parts of the world where women are not in the same positions
Yeah.
as us.
Yeah.
So, and men, I can teach men to be sexy too, but specifically women. And I also, I want to do at least two more TV shows. I have one TV show this year, but I want to do two more, and then it's hopefully this one movie that I went to a meeting with uh, the writer the other day.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully this whole year will just be filled with entertainment and travel.
Amazing. I hope it does. I mean, I wish you all the best for that.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Regarding the empowering of women, what do you think are the main thoughts of having people having or being insecure? I mean, what are the major subjects regarding this?
Well, if I start with Scandinavia is very muted, minimalistic. We have something called janteloven,
Okay.
which is like a few laws where it says like you shouldn't think you are better than others, you shouldn't believe you're better than others, some stupid stuff like that. So it's still here. So, and you see it in our fashion, you see it in our actors, you see it in our show, our movies and everything. So I think here that's one of the parts. Like, you shouldn't be a show off. You shouldn't think you're sexy. Also, social media, of course. Uh, Social media is good and bad, and especially for us women, because everything you see on Instagram, on social media, and I'm a part of the problem, because I also only put out what I want people to see. You know, I don't show when I
Yeah,
wake up in the morning and my hair is like,
of
and
course.
you know, my house is messy and all that. So I'm very happy I'm not a teenager, because I think they having a very, very hard time growing up and just being themselves.
Wouldn't you say that if there is a need, especially for teenagers, for them to look at in a more responsible way, and not having like, yeah, everyone needs to achieve their dreams, but with responsibility, right? I mean,
Mm.
it's not good for you to publish yourself too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most people, especially teenagers, do, because thinking that that will get them where they want in the future. Well,
Right.
it's not that necessarily. And I think this gap of information that teenagers don't have, it becomes a serious problem in social media, and it rises the bullying, it rises.
Yes.
No, yeah, there's a lot of issues regarding this,
And
and
as they start asking early to get plastic surgery, and then, you know, it's social media shows like, okay, this is what a good looking person look like, and then everybody should think that. So yeah.
and I think the most aspect is first is you should be yourself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the second aspect is, you obviously need to build trust according to your experience, but you need to do it in common sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the third aspect is, don't look at everything that you see on social media, because there's also fake news, and this is the most I think the most critical concept that people miss at. Um, there's a lot of information, especially on TikTok, which I don't use, but I see it,
Right. Mm-hmm.
that is totally misleading people. And I think it should be regulated in somehow, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you find a teenager with 15, they're not prepared, they don't have enough experience, they don't have probably enough attention from the parents to have full, that full education that they should have.
Right.
And they look at that and they follow a wrong advice, and it's already started.
Right.
And from that, it can make you build insecurity, can make you build a lot of things, just because you don't have the proper attention or the proper information in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this is my concept. I mean, what do you think?
Well, I also, we live in a time where your picture, your video on social media is so important, and not to be very political here now, but you can look at Trump, and he sorry, he made this big fuss about a painting, like the
Yeah,
president painting, you know what I'm talking about? And using time, that precious time he could have used on the war in Ukraine, or
yeah,
the Gaza Strip, his own people in America, and he made a big fuss about this picture because he wasn't happy with the way he looked in that picture. And what signal is that sending out when the president is more worried about that than other, real political issues?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And not only that, I mean, there's a lot of issues. I mean, he made a terrible spot regarding Gaza. He had a lot of issues regarding Ukraine, and I think it's something for people to think about. You know,
Right.
is this really the right move that they thought it was, or not? But in the end, if the people don't have that common sense they should have, then of
Mm.
course, things happen as they happen. So
Yeah.
I think in your case, it did affect you in somehow. Well, and in general, and all over, I think all the country got affected with this change. So I mean, it's
Right.
not, yeah, it's not really big news.
But it's yeah, like I'm not gonna get deep into the
Yeah, sure,
bullying,
sure,
but you
sure.
know how I feel about it. So,
Yeah, of course.
but when you just to like tie it in with pictures and social media and stuff, it's crazy how important it is, how like how much people care about how other people look at you. You know.
I mean, I I I don't like to misdemean other people, but for me, it's actually the first time I'm going to say this in public, but it's true. I mean, I don't. I'm not a person that needs to be validated. Uh,
Good.
for me, it's like if people like me, they like me. If they don't like me, it doesn't matter. It's I don't get affected. But of course,
Good.
most people are not like that, and that's where it becomes the problem.
Mm.
Because I see a lot of things that I follow up. Sometimes, of course, I'm not everywhere, but where I am, I do support sometimes to protect people from bullying. I see a lot of comments out there in social media,
Mm.
and some people I see that they really got affected. For example, people get affected. They say, "Hey, I don't like you," or "You should look this," or "You should look like that." And what I say to people is that don't mind it. You be yourself. Don't care about what people say. You need to build your own life, your trust. You are the way you are. You have your own
Mm.
skills. Everyone has his good abilities and values. No one's perfect, but
Mm.
don't take bad critics just like that. It's a matter. In the end, it's a matter of mindset. But yes,
It
I mean, not everyone is like that. This
it
is.
is. Yeah, it's I actually just wrote a article in a newspaper here in Norway about uh people hate my confidence because I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TV shows, I'm on different things, and I never cared what people said. Like
Yeah.
I never, because I do the things I do. Like I do it because it gives me enjoyment, and I enjoy, because I'm a comedian as well, I enjoy answering the bad comments. Like when people say, "Oh, you're ugly," and I'll be like, "Not as ugly as your mama," or like I
Yeah.
enjoy answering
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. But
yeah, yeah,
most people don't enjoy that, and I can understand that some people really take it to heart because some of these comments are so mean,
yeah,
and people have killed themselves, and people have went into depression and everything
yeah,
because of these comments. And what they don't know is most of the people who write these comments are really miserable people themselves.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And my advice to all of them, some of them they know because they don't mess around with me.
Mm,
But for the ones that are still out there just doing that, I mean, what I say to them, I feel sorry for all of you.
mm,
Uh, and you should dedicate your time to do something effortlessly, or at least to put a grain of sand to society. You don't
right.
afford anything at all. I mean,
Mm,
you don't do it yourself. You point fingers to others, and
mm-hmm.
you try to make faults on other people while you don't do anything.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
and this is always what I tell to other people that doing that. I mean, why wasting the time? I mean, why you wasting the time for that? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
did you? I mean, I'm pretty sure you had a lot of experience of days.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
had like serious one anytime or just
Oh, I
normal?
had death threats, and
Oh,
people tell me to go and kill myself, and
I'm really
uh,
sorry.
yeah, really, really mean ones. But I luckily I don't take it to heart because like I honestly know these are people who are either jealous or just
Yeah,
really mad at their own life.
yeah, yeah. It's a matter of if you don't find your life amusing, change it. But it's not
Yes.
anyone's fault that you are living a miserable life. That's all I always say. I mean, if
Mm,
your life is miserable, change it. If you don't want to change, It's not anyone's fault. Why you should blame someone for the life you have? And this is most of the time what happens, you know.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
see other people's success, and
Hmm.
the first thought that they think of is, why is he getting and I'm not? Well, have you worked around it? I mean, you need
Hmm.
to work hard for it. You know, if you don't work hard, how are you expecting to get to that? You know, and
Hmm.
people miss the concept that there's a lot of working people behind everything. You
Yes.
know, to get high. It's not like, oh, Shazam, you know, I just get to there, I just got to that cover. What about all the work? What about all the years, all the effort, all
And
the
the
travel?
rejects, and yeah, I
and
know.
and and it's not like roses, of course. I mean, you have the, you know, the closed doors, you have the open doors, you have to expose yourself most of the times. Sometimes people reject you, sometimes not, but this is all part of the experience of hard work, that people misconcept the actual
Hmm.
work behind, and then they go and say, oh no, why are you getting not, well, what have you done to try to get to that, instead
Hmm.
of pointing the finger that it didn't rise or it didn't. No, I'm just saying because I had a lot of this kind of situations. You know, I build a lot of projects in many countries, and people
Right.
sometimes are just fooling around, even for a missing dot in a text. They said, "Oh, he missed the dot in the text. Look at that."
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, at least I made the text. What have you made?" You know.
Exactly. 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 It's the same thing with my new song. It's it's a party song. It's I'm not a great singer, but I always wanted to give out music. So, I got to make up something funny and party
Right.
song, and I
Right.
and I will never claim that I'm an amazing singer, never. But a lot of people giving me hate because I'm making a song, and I'll be like, well, how many songs have you made?
Yeah.
Like what have you created? What have you done? Like, people seem to like my song, but it's not like, Celine Dion. But sometimes I enjoy music like that too. That's just comedy, you know.
What type of song is it? Is it like blues or what is it?
It's it's kind of its own genre. It's country rap.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Nice.
I enjoy. I lived in America, and my ex-husband was African American,
Okay.
and he was a rapper, and I was around, hip hop and rap a lot. And coming here, back here, it's a very country. Like, country is very popular. So I was like, okay, I can create some country rap party music out of this. So that's what I did.
How was the experience with that? I mean, of course, you already said some of the comments, but how was your, your real experience? I mean, what was your enjoyment, your experience doing the song and all this?
Well, that's the interesting thing, because the first song I created was as my character when I was, ugly and act like a guy who smoke, and you know, and only positive feedback. Then when I was on this TV show, the last one, we were competing in different genres, and the last genre was me and one more celebrity in Norway, and um, the contest was to create a song, a party song, in 16 hours, and then perform it at a big festival the next day. And
Amazing.
whoever created like the most like party environment, I guess, they would win. And I created a song as the that hillbilly character, but also as myself. And when I created my own thing, as myself, I had, sexy clothes and my own style and everything. And that's when people had something to say. They
Yeah.
all like, why is she wearing that? Why? Uh, but when I was just the guy, nobody said anything. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, and that's the part I don't understand about people. You know, why always complaining instead of just enjoy? I mean, if you're going to watch a show or an event, you already know what you're going to watch. So
Yeah.
why are you going there to complain? I mean, if you don't gonna like it, don't go. I mean, it's those kind of things I'll never understand how people think, right? I mean,
Well, I think it's mostly because when I was a woman and not my character, I was dressing sexy, like a sexy costume, and
right.
that's what people had a problem with, you know. But I was like, I enjoy it. Like I have opportunity to act like a different persona now, like
Yeah,
a pop
yeah,
singer, you know. And
yeah.
I I love clothes and I love creating costumes. So, you know, it's my dream, not your dream, and I enjoy, you know,
Of course,
this dream.
of course, of course. You design clothing also, or you just do fashion?
No, I did. I make all my burlesque costumes myself.
Oh, okay.
So
Tell us
very.
a bit about that. I didn't know about that part.
Maybe you can see like the costume right there, the red one,
Okay.
kind of far, but yeah, it's I don't know. I didn't know I could create costumes until my second burlesque show. I was like looking at other people's costumes, and I started looking like, okay, it seemed like they did that like this, blah blah blah, and then I just started doing it and looking at my first costumes versus the ones now, you know, it's development. And that's with everything
Nice,
in life. You know, you
nice.
you just you know, you never the best in the beginning. Nobody just jump into it and
No, of
you know,
course, of
yeah, a
course. No,
few people are.
it's amazing. It's amazing the ability and the easiness that you have from swapping one thing to the other, and then you just start by yourself and you're just pushing yourself. I mean, it's amazing how you evolve with all the things. I mean, was it something natural on you, or you just build it up with with experience?
Uh, I, well, I don't know what to say. Like, it's a definitely experience, you know. But I love people watching, and I love creating art, and I
Right,
love to see. I'm not very good with recipes, if you know what I mean. I have to look
yeah,
at something, and then I have to do it in my own way. But then I have to
right.
know like the basic rules of how to create a clothing, or But then I have to do it my own way.
Amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
anything else that you like to add to the conversation, Sava?
Nothing else than I had such a great time and really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, like it was likewise. I mean, it was very interesting how it's possible to be engaging in so many things at the same time. For me, it was really insightful, and to
Okay.
know that it's actually possible to do it. Because I never saw something like this. I mean, I really give you all my encouragement for you to continue what you're doing, to do what you
Thank you.
like, and achieve your goals. And hope you have the success and you reach where you want to reach. That's all I can say.
Thank you. And same to you too. Like you are a amazing hardworking guy that is where you are at now. So you got to keep thriving too.
I appreciate it. I mean, I'm very thought. I mean, when people say to me, it's really for me, it's really heartfelt to know that what you're doing is appreciated. That's the main thing. I think it's the most important because that's what it is. I mean, I'm doing to empowering people, to make more insightful, to have information out there for people to know what they
Mm,
should do, at least to guide them somehow. And I think this is important for people to follow up. That's my main concept, at least.
right.
I'm truly appreciated. So, Saba, before we finish, I always say to my guests to say a power message. What will be your power message today?
Oh, this is the most important thing. Be yourself, never change for anybody. Unless you're a really bad person and need to change, but other than that.
Oh my God, that's really amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Yeah,
that's my message.
wonderful, wonderful. So, Saba, it was really a pleasure to have you here. I mean, for me, it was really very interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining. I'm very pleasant. So, for everyone, that was Saba Hatzimarkos. Great model role whatever you see in this type of site of entertainment, for everyone to know that everything is possible, nothing is impossible, and just keep on driving where you want to go. So that was
100%.
all for today. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Catch you on
Thank
next time.
you. Bye bye.